Alright folks, I thought I'd do a video explaining sort of a few things, nothing major. I'm feeling a lot better. I have, I'm just going to open with you, I've been down for like, well, weeks and weeks and weeks. Let me just fix this. The reason I'm wearing the hat and the sunglasses is it's really bright and I can't see anything. And if I close all my curtains, I'm not visible, so this is the best I can do. So I had some interesting comments on the last one. I actually spoke to somebody that I haven't spoke to in many years, and I think that's power, the power of the internet, and the power of I guess online friendships that have lasted throughout many years and over a game that I'm particularly fond of that maybe you don't know, Gears of War. Um, I've been a fan of that game for my basically since its existence in 2006, and I played it to death, and I met so many good people from it, people I still talk to these days, and people I can share memories with. Um, so the video is just going to say that honestly, for about a month, I have just been really low. I haven't just, it's just a bad state of mind, a bad time. Um, Thought I'd make a video and be honest to you a couple weeks back about how I was feeling and how it all was. It was well received. I actually had to block a couple of people that normally comment on my videos that were just been downright rude, not giving positive energy, and it's just not something I need in my life that I'm doing for fun, right? I'm doing this as an optional thing. Whoops, doing this as an optional thing. I don't do this for any what's the word, like, other reason than pure fun, right? So if it stops becoming fun, I'm going to stop doing it, and it's always been fun, but the past month or two has just been awful, and I just really didn't feel like making content. So because I put that video up, and because some people started speaking about Gears of War, it kind of reminded me to, I don't know, to like remember, like, there was a few comments about when people used to do this just for fun. There was no monetary gain and all that, and I think as well, like, even me that has never cared about the monetary gain of YouTube because I don't make any and I can't make any, thanks YouTube. Um, but uh, there's so many crazy things that happen nowadays with YouTube. People getting brand deals, people getting paid $10,000 an hour to play a video game and then turning it down because it's, quote, not enough. People suing each other. We have Call of Duty montage companies bringing out press releases about contract situations and creator codes and all this. And it was just like, whoa, like, I just needed to just step back and be like, yo, this isn't why I started YouTube. Like, and I've been watching a lot of people recently, and I reminded myself why I like YouTube. I like YouTube because of this, right? I'm not saying I'm doing it well right now, but I like YouTube because it used to be real people sharing things and sharing moments and sharing things they enjoyed, and it wasn't so much, you weren't creating a channel, you weren't creating a brand or an identity or like a shop or a merchandise shop. You were sharing moments with people that had other moments, and you built a community, and everyone just had fun and shared things, and you checked each other's videos out, and you subbed and you liked and you shared each other, and you put each other in your box and you promoted each other, and there wasn't any drama about this person promoted this product that I'm against and that goes against my brand deal and this person should know that, and now I'm going to do a video that exposes this person and this person's evil, this person's visiting suicide forests for views and money, this person freaking, you know what I mean? It was just like real people sharing real things, and I've enjoyed watching driving videos because it's just people driving from A to B in the car whilst vlogging. It helps me like sort of see how people deal with the road. Um, it's just an honest piece of content. There's no cutting, there's no editing, there's no brand deals. I've watched people vlog. I've been watching. I've been really enjoying the UFC recently. I know that's completely off the cuff, but I've enjoyed the UFC in the past. But recently, I've really enjoyed the UFC. Um, And yeah, there's just been a whole host of things that I've just gone back to, I guess, my roots, and I've just watched honest people on YouTube that just aren't in it for the brand deals. Like, I'm not saying people that make big money off YouTube and all that are bad. No, it's great. Like, if people couldn't be a big brand, then people wouldn't make videos or as many, and the production value and the quality wouldn't have got to the space it's in now. But there's something really nice just about seeing some like content where the guy or woman like just is making the video because they just wanted to, like, hey, I just figured this thing out and I wanted to share it, or hey, what do you think about this? It's not like, right, what's my demographic, what's my target audience, I need this cut, I need this music, I need this thumbnail, you know what I mean? It was just honest people doing their thing and sharing it. And that got me to a point where I started to write about my experience with Gears of War, but then I stopped because I lost a bit of motivation because I wasn't sure if anyone was interested. But I wanted to do, and I still think I want to do before I stop YouTube, I want to make one big video where I explain the impact Gears of War had on me, and sort of more talking about community and, I guess, the beginnings of YouTube, because I'm kind of a little OG. Like, I didn't start YouTube when it was a big thing. I started YouTube when YouTube began, and I've been here since the start of the days where people are gonna like remember. Some people might remember this, some might not. You could set your location of your channel, and that would help you pop up. So, and you could set your role. So I used to put myself as an Irish director because nobody was an Irish director, and every time I got 1,000 views, like, it was like, you're the number one Irish director in the world, and it would promote me, and people would see that, and it would put a little badge on your channel. And then I started to grow, and like, those like you got over 200 views, you were flying. You know what I mean? I used to get like 20,000 views on like an episode of my series. That was huge. And nowadays, 20,000 views is like, lol, fucking 20k Andy, right? So I started to write about Gears of War, and I'll read a little bit of it, and I might continue it, I might not, but we'll see. All right, this is very, very rough, jotted down with no checking of anything. But if you're interested, you're interested, right? Let's bring it up. All right. Uh, Gears of War is a 2006 military science fiction third-person shooter video game, and the first installment of the Gears of War series. It was developed by Epic Games and published by Microsoft Game Studio as an exclusive title for the Xbox 360 in November of 2006. At the time of recording, the date is spring 2009, so why have I waited almost 13 years to return to the franchise and create this video? Well, for me, Gears of War 1 was the pinnacle of online gaming, and as a result, I wanted to put my thoughts and experiences with the game into a video. Now, what I wanted to accomplish with this video is to give people a sense of what it's like to play in this era and share my joy with the franchise, amongst other things, to the people that may not have been around at the time to experience that sense of community scene, or who were there and want to simply reminisce. Two of my favourite YouTubers are the late Total Biscuit and Joseph Anderson, as they aren't scared of using long form videos. So if your attention span is 4 minutes, with 4 minutes of flashing transitions with a copyright free vlog music, then this video isn't for you. Now on to the beginning. I'm well past the rose tinted glasses phase, well past the reminiscing phase, and I've moved into the analytical phase, meaning I can and have been able to look at the game as a whole, its flaws and brilliances, and hopefully give an accurate reflection of the game. The last time I played the game in any meaningful way was 2016, and the game still held up to that date, and it still felt rewarding, crisp, and just as strategic as the last time I played it in its pomp. Gears of War 1 was a superb game that was incredibly detailed, fun, but quite controversial towards the end of its lifespan. I would have called it a highly misunderstood game. The game began as a purely campaign-based experience, and the last moments of development there was quickly added a multiplayer that was tagged on. According to very early Cliffy B interviews, he loves Counter Strike, and you can clearly see the influence in the game's multiplayer. I will talk quite in depth about the game's mechanics and certain memorable moments, but I don't want this video to be a 2 hour long balance wine video as we've done that in the past. I also wanted to talk about the community, the actual era the game took place uh, in, and how games now are in a completely different space, both culturally and creatively. If you were to look up Gears of War today, you are going to be given a completely different overall picture of the franchise, a picture that wildly differentiates to the image that I have in my head, and certainly many have in their heads from back in 2006. It goes without saying and comes as no surprise that a game's population 13 years later has declined, but it's the manner of the decline that keeps me interested and intrigued. It's the manner of how the development changed and the plot slash endgame changed. I guess you could say the denouement. Alright, time for some facts and feelings from a player that put comfortably 10 years into the games. Gears of War was bigger than Halo. You might not know that. You might never have played in an era like it, but it was, and it did beat Halo. Overall, a lot has changed, some good, some bad. Maybe you played Gears of War 2, 3, 4, even 5 is launching soon, and you enjoyed it heavily, or you hated it, and often wondered why things were put in certain places, why certain choices have been made, and was it a different game to the current game? Right now, as of recording, I was able to watch MLG Boston, which was hosted live in front of 10,000 people. I watched the group stages of a team competing in a 1 million prize pool. For a direct comparison, I was banned from a competitive forum in 2008 because I called out the quality of their live stream. I private messaged the owner of the company and we chatted over YouTube. And I explained that if you wanted growth in the game slash franchise, you're going to have to need proper audio equipment. You're going to need a commentator and have a good quality. I also mentioned that having simply no audio was worse than bad audio. I was told that my large audience online and my video were doing more harm to their live stream than any bad audio ever could be. That's how far it came. I was highly critical of the game and the company producing it as the actual broadcast was in my hometown. And I wanted to mention that you should have had a commentator on scene. The audio should have had game audio. It shouldn't be static silence. And there should be some host slash people carrying the broadcast when the downtime's on, because there was a lot of downtime in these old tournaments, right? Sort of, I grew up watching, I guess, Brood War and StarCraft. So, as a result, I was a bit more used to proper production when it came to esports, whereas console players in Gears of War really had absolutely no clue about it. So when I came at them with this information, they were like, you've got 2,000 people that watch you every single day, and you're telling your viewers in a video, don't watch this stream, it's dog shit. That's doing more harm than the 50 people watching it with bad audio. But I was trying to grow the scene before, I was trying to make it run before it could walk, and as a result, I really got shot down and told to shut up in the community, and that was kind of a sad time. I guess you could say I was a little bit ahead of my time if I could toot my own horn at calling out shoddy production. Like I say, as I was used to watching GSL, and most of the console users were just simply happy they could watch some Gears of War live and they didn't really look any further into it. I would have absolutely loved to be on that early production team or commentating. I think I could have done a lot for that scene. But it's grown now and it is where it is, and I guess I've missed my marker. I should have been more prominent at the time and tried to help in a different manner, but being a kid, I didn't know how to convey my words properly. Now, it sounds like everything is rosy and everything is much better now, but for me, it's not. Gears of War was my favourite game of all time. It shaped what games I play today, and it sadly, I guess, shaped my life in more ways than one. And it helped me make some friends for life. None of these things are, I don't think, possible in today's gaming culture. And to understand what I mean by that statement, I will take you back in time. It's Christmas, I've got my Xbox, I've got Gears of War. I am not allowed to play online as I am a child. I am certainly not allowed to use the microphone that was given with my Xbox. So I played the campaign. Now, first of all, this wasn't me having like really strict parents. It wasn't strange at all for this to happen. Pretty much most young children, I would imagine, in 2006 definitely weren't mic'd up and online, and really nobody threw a hissy fit because their parents were stopping them. We just went outside and played football or Kirby or rode around on our bikes and played in the woods. Um, I wasn't moaning on Twitter that my parents were being bitches. I wasn't moaning that my connection was bad or, I couldn't get into a certain tournament. I didn't pick up my phone and hop on an app and chat or use Discord whilst I had my Xbox to circumvent the parent ban. There really wasn't much alternative. The internet and online gaming was in its infancy. It's quite hard to talk like that because I don't want to sound like your dad or like an old person harping on about how the older times were better. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it was different. Esports didn't exist for consoles and really PC, and if it did, it certainly wasn't a massive thing at this time, and it certainly wasn't cool. You definitely were not going to tell any of your close friends from school that you were big into gaming and watched esports or simply played Xbox. You would straight be probably bullied. It was pretty taboo, at least in my experience in my area. No one really mentioned to outsiders that you played games to improve. You might have played FIFA Street, you might have played some shooting games, and you might have carried your controller down to your friend's house and played with him, but you then wouldn't go into high school and explain how you're trying to improve at this game and how you're making guides and watching guides. You would just keep that to yourself. And then that's it really. That's all I wrote. I was going to write some more, but I kind of stopped. So I got some quotes and stuff that I was going to form, and I was going to carry on talking about that, but I don't even know if that's interesting. But I thought I'd read it, so it's read, and now someone can hear it and let me know what they think. So fuck it, there it is. Hopefully you're having a good day. Let me know what you think.